Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Podcast of Stuff, Episode 7. As I was just told, for the foreseeable future, for a few weeks anyway, DA is going to be late for streaming. Work sucks. It happens. He has to clean boilers. So.
Flipping them burgers.
Yep, flipping them burgers that he doesn't flip. So, I have a slew of a few things to talk about, but, I know BG mentioned last week talking about some of the superhero shows finales. Arrows is today, correct?
It already happened.
It already happened? Okay.
Yeah, it happened.
Yeah, I still haven't caught up yet. I
haven't watched it. I've been reading the episode synopsis online because the show is just so bad.
I've been a busy motherfucker this last month. And
I didn't really say superhero stuff. I said season finales mostly.
Okay.
Because we never talked about the Walking Dead season finale.
Which I have nothing on. I know what happened, just because I'm a filthy reader of wikis.
A terrible person.
But yeah, I've read some reviews and stuff of the different episodes for Arrow and Flash, and then Legends of Tomorrow a little bit. I haven't kept up with that as much, which apparently it was the stronger season of the three, from what I've read.
Bullshit.
Really?
Oh, strong bullshit.
Okay.
Maybe for the first half, but the second half of Arrow has been garbage. The second half of Flash has been absolute garbage. And
I wouldn't say that for Flash.
Oh no, come on, man. What was this whole thing? This whole second half of the series was a redoing of everything that basically Reverse Flash did in first season. It's a complete rehash.
The whole, mentor, father figure, blah 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 blah, that turns out to be evil. Sure, but that's
the whole plot point. That's the whole thing. The whole story's revolving around.
That wasn't really the second half. It was the first half.
Okay, fine. That was the first half. That's why the first half bored the crap out of me. And the second half, it was like at every turn, it was more and more obvious, predictable bullshit. Like the writing team wasn't even trying.
I don't believe that. I think
this whole last episode with the Flash was one of the worst series finales written.
Season finales.
Yeah.
No. Okay. I'm gonna say things made sense and made absolutely no sense.
What things made sense? I just want to hear that.
Okay. The reason Zoom wanted to race made sense. The reason Barry wanted to race Zoom made sense. The reason they locked Barry up. But the reason
leading up to the race, did that make sense? I'm keeping on what Zoom did to basically quote unquote bait him into the race. Was that not just a terrible, terrible setup for the race?
Killing his father and then saying, I'm going to kill all your other loved ones? How's that a terrible setup? It gives Barry a reason to race.
Spoilers, by the way.
Yeah. But the thing is, by this point, what was it? The entire team was like, oh no, Barry, you don't know what you're doing. And they basically splintered. From that point, you knew what was coming. You knew, Barry's not going to be going with them when they're going to do their thing. So they're going to be split up. And we haven't seen his dad in 1,000 years. Guess I wonder why. Everything about the second half of the season felt so linear, so obvious.
Okay, what they did with the father, they threw up a lot of death flags. But the problem is, they threw up a lot of death flags for a lot of characters in an attempt to create red herrings. But you pretty much knew that Henry was going to die.
Yeah, you knew he was going to go. The theory going into the second half of the season was that either Zoom was Earth 2 Henry, or that Henry was going to die. And when it was revealed that Henry was not the Earth 2 Zoom, bam, he was the one who died. It was called months and months ago that this is how it was going to go down.
Yes, but that is television and movies, period.
It is, but it was not written in a way that was even slightly entertaining to deal with.
See, I have a problem with. I have a huge problem with telegraph things. There's a lot of people that subscribe to the train of thought that it doesn't really matter the destination; it's more so the journey.
Agreed.
Okay, so with the journey here, it was fair.
I would say fairly hit or miss.
What was missed?
A lot of the first season was a lot of playing off the whole, oh look at Earth 2 Wells, kind of trying to acclimate to this while we have Zoom in the background. Not bad, but a lot of those episodes were broody, arrowish Barry. After season 1, oh, it's my responsibility, and that would have been cool if it had come to a decent conclusion at some point in the season. It never did.
But at the beginning,
kept coming back to the Barry that nobody liked to deal with.
The problem there is at the beginning of the season. Well, this is half Firestorm's fault, but because that character died and it was Barry's fault, you could see the brooding there.
Oh, again, I agree with that. I'm not saying that. I'm saying I would have been fine with it if the brooding Barry had come to a satisfying conclusion at some point. It never really did. We've got a season ending now with the team basically completely at odds with each other. Barry doesn't.
Why are they at odds with each other?
Okay, basically, everybody split up from Barry, and they're like, "Okay, Barry, you can't race Zoom. We're not going to help you race Zoom. We're not going to help you prepare to do this. We're just going to go try to do it ourselves."
They didn't split up from Barry. What they did was trap Barry to protect himself.
That's basically splitting from Barry. That's like saying, listen, Barry, whatever you want to do, that's wrong. Fuck you, no.
No.
We're going to go do it ourselves.
In this instance of what you want to do is wrong because you're trying to race this guy. You're completely falling into his trap because he killed your father. That's not the right way to go about this. Especially since Cisco had just seen the end of the world consistently. So, I think DA just knocked out my headphone. There we go.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
I didn't know if you were finishing your thought or not.
No.
No, I think that was the end of it. But
it was pretty much.
My counter to that would be, again, there, even toward at the end of this now, when it was all said and done, there was no, oh, you know, maybe this other thing will be okay. No, now it's just, oh, Barry's rewriting everything. Let's go do a Sex Machina on this bullshit. There was no tie-in.
This was interesting because throughout the final 6 episodes or so, everyone was pretty much saying Crisis on Infinite Earths, which makes sense because, you know, they got to bring Supergirl into the fold and all this other stuff.
Well, they've already announced that there's going to be the 4-way co-op episode deal with, with Tomorrow, Zoom, Arrow, Flash,
but they have to bring Supergirl into the universe. How do you do that? Crisis on Infinite Earths makes sense. What the working theory was that Barry, through his race with Zoom, would find a way to vibrate to where all the Earths vibrated at roughly the same frequency, and a lot of the people would just kind of converge, and the universes would converge, and blah blah yak whatever. So you know they went with a complete swerve of Barry having, this is Flashpoint now, which I don't know if it's going to affect Arrow. It's not going to.
It is affecting Arrow. They've already said it's going to affect all the series.
So that's interesting. I don't see how it would affect Legends of Tomorrow.
It's going to affect it, apparently.
That's a timey-wimey thing.
Yeah, I know, but they're saying it's going to, what's happening in Flash will be felt throughout all the other series as they get ready to bring in this tie-in episode spree. That's going to be the 4-part. This will be that 4-parter, an episode per show. It's going to be one of those deals.
Okay. Yeah,
I think it's going to be the first maybe 4 episodes are going to be Flashpoint stuff, the alternate universe for all the series, and then their big crossover is going to be them trying to fix Flashpoint, and you know everything after that is going to be.
I'd like for them to use this to fix the really dumb shit they've done over the past season and a half for Arrow and fucking past season for Flash.
Arrow is ridiculously bad. So Arrow, it started strong, it ended okay, but that middle was so garbage. There is nothing worse than Felicity, than crippled Felicity finally being able to walk again and literally walking out of Oliver's life. Horrendous. People wrote this and approved it, and it was acted and directed and produced. Jesus Christ, that is one of the worst scenes I've ever seen in television history. One of the worst.
Yep.
It may be the worst.
Ooh.
I forget. What was her reason for leaving him again? I've forgotten the reason.
Because you lied to me and did with the son. I don't care that you had a son. It's that you lied. And then she lied to him about stuff. And then she lied to her mother about stuff. And then her mother lied to her about stuff.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's when I quit watching. I was done at that point.
What a crappy... Arrow,
No,
this is one of the
Dumpster
worst.
fire is the perfect way to put it. I'm sorry.
It peaked at season 2.
Oh, yeah.
Season 3 was bad, and this may have been worse.
Which I don't think it was. Nah. Okay. I don't know if I agree with it was worse. Season 3 as a whole was just one giant shitstorm. Season 3 at least had moments where it seemed like things could have been decent. Moments? Like the beginning? The beginning? That's it.
They killed Black Canary in season 4.
Oh my god, that pissed me off.
They spent an entire build up like who's died just to try to build mystery and intrigue. Screw you. Terrible. Season 4 is terrible.
I didn't really watch any of Supergirl though. How is the reviews on that go for this season?
Supergirl. Here's the thing. With a lot of these superhero shows, it takes a little bit of time for them to find their identity. And once they hit their stride, it's pretty good. I felt the same way for Flash, Arrow, everything. Supergirl, throughout the first maybe 6 or 7 episodes, is really girl power feminism crap. And it drags everything down. But around episode 8, it starts getting really good, and then it's a typical like hit or miss superhero show. There are some really good episodes. There are some episodes. If you want to see what Supergirl is about, all you need to do is see the episode with the Flash, because you're gonna be there. People like the Flash. If you like the Flash, check out the episode, and it'll tell you if you might want to check out Supergirl.
That's a fair point. Because, I remember just reading up on a few things that when it came to what shows are going to be renewed, that Supergirl was on the block for possibly getting canceled.
Mm-hmm.
So when I heard it got renewed, I was like, oh, I guess it maybe got better.
It got a lot better.
Renewed
the ending was terrible.
What did?
The ending was terrible.
Oh, was it? Well, who was the end villain?
The end villain was Non, her uncle. It was another Kryptonian. The thing about it, and a form of Brainiac. Or I would say it's a Brainiac, whatever. The thing about it is that the last like 7 or 8 episodes was all leading up to this big like showdown between them, and it was like a 2.5 minute nothing fight. It was terrible.
They don't really have the budget to do like Kryptonian battle though for a TV series.
Supergirl does. Do you know what each episode costs?
No, what?
It was like $3 million.
What?
Yeah, Supergirl was a lot of money.
And they fucked up the end battle?
They had one of the biggest budgets for a superhero show in history.
And they still managed to not do that well with it. And that's just...
There were other fights throughout the series that were really good.
Didn't she go up against Parasite or something, I heard?
Yeah, she went up... there were, like I said, a lot of it was very good. A lot of it was really bad. She is not a good fighter. And I'm okay with that, in that she really just knew how to throw punches, and that she knew how to swing her arm.
Really a fighter, if I
so
right.
After this is where it gets bad, though. Her sister is a DEO agent, and she trains her, and the actress herself cannot throw a punch.
Oh no!
It just looks so listless and just like, no. I hate it. Every time she's punching or kicking, it just looks bad.
They gotta throw her in some martial arts classes.
They gotta do something.
Do you remember my reasoning for liking Captain America 2 more than Captain America 1?
The choreography?
just yeah, how the fight looks. Case in point.
No, the problem there is the way the fights flowed got better. But everybody knew how to throw a punch. She doesn't know how to throw a punch. It looks bad.
So the problem isn't the cast, it's the main character that doesn't know how to fight.
It's her. She can't throw a punch. Her sister can, Martian Manhunter can, but she can't.
Oh, so how was Jimmy Olsen?
He's black.
But I mean, how is
He's black.
As in,
and I don't like it.
He's stereotypical black character, or
no. He's
just black.
He is not Jimmy Olsen. He's suave and all this other stuff. No.
Well, isn't like adult Jimmy with like full grown?
No.
Wait, so in this universe, how long has Superman been around for? Do we know?
Kara is 25. She got on at least a decade.
Then this should be adult. This should be adult Jimmy.
Yes. He is an actual adult.
This is like mature Olsen. Jimmy. It wasn't.
No.
Did we see him in a continuity run where he was like an older, like actual part of the planet?
Even if he's a person and not just Superman's
watch buddy.
Yeah, this guy he's terrible as Jimmy Olsen. Okay. He's suave, like I say, he's suave, and he's and it's whatever. He's charming and no. Why wouldn't you just create a new character?
So what should he be like then? What would you have rather him been?
Chipper.
Like the awkward,
yes, chipper. That's a good word.
Like the awkward, like excitable type guy. Like
not awkward. Excitable is fine. Upbeat is fine. Kara is upbeat. He is just laid back and arms folded and half smiles and no.
Very Nathan Drake.
I don't like it. He's black. And he's black. And he's black. Which is A1 stop.
This man likes his comic book characters. Truthful.
Oh, and don't call me Jimmy. My name's James.
Really?
Mm.
Oh my.
Mm.
That's why you're bad.
Oh God, this is something. So for Supergirl, they had to find a way to keep Superman off screen. One way was done excellently. Another way was done terribly. Which one do you want first?
Terribly.
Excellently first. Excellently.
The excellently. There was a villain that came there that they said that Superman wasn't even able to beat, or it took him a long time to beat him. And he starts fighting Kara, and she's losing, and she's on the ground passing out, and Superman comes and takes the guy away from the area. Like they tussle for a little bit, and then he takes him away from the area, and Kara passes out. So it's all blurry and stuff. You don't see his face and everything. That makes sense. The terrible way. There's this device that the Kryptonians are using that's pretty much mind controlling all the humans in a certain radius, and the radius is the area where Kara is, her city. So,
oh no,
90% of Kara and Clark's interactions are through emails and instant messengers and stuff. So he instant messages her, "I'm on my way," and she's like, "Oh, cool." She runs out to the balcony. I don't see him yet. And they're talking and talking. Oh, look, there he is. Starts flying, falls to ground. He gets his mind taken over. Because it's too human now.
I actually prefer that one.
Horrendous. It's just like, look, there he is. Flying towards building, fall to ground. horrible.
Splat.
And then it's just like a brush away. Oh, he's taking away there, whatever. Let's deal with this.
He's walking.
And then they've said that he is under somewhat of control. Kara doesn't fight him. Fights her sister. Whatever. Oh, that fight was really good. Kara v her sister. So yeah, it was a pretty good season.
Okay.
All right.
Rick and Morty was a great season.
Oh, I need to watch it. What? I am bad. I'm bad.
Yes, you are. So how was the Walking Dead season? To everybody,
I couldn't tell you.
you didn't see it, Mike.
You're talking
You
about
read
Great.
Shut up.
Are you talking about how everything just kind of like pseudo? led
How
up
did
to
you
Negan?
enjoy it?
Or not? Wait, what? Say that again.
How did you enjoy it? How did you rate
I
it?
think I'd give it a 6 overall.
DA.
I think this is one of the stronger seasons. Yeah, they had a lot of really good episodes.
I can imagine
Episode-
BG's face.
episode- You don't
He's
think
giving you
so?
a confused look.
You don't think so? No?
No.
I think this season was bad.
Really?
It was a
Better
bad,
or worse than
bad
2?
season.
Better or worse than 2?
I love to.
You love 2?
I love to. The farm?
Dude, that was terrible.
I love the farm.
That was boring this season.
I love to.
You're
Absolutely
one of
loved
the
it.
few.
I don't know about that. DA, what did you think about 2?
It was fine. I don't remember too much about how I felt because I'd been binge watched it all, so I was just like, oh, this is all just collectively great. There wasn't really a season break. I was just like, oh, this is all collectively great. Now that wasn't too good. Hey, Lori died. Hey, Lori died.
That's
how
true.
I felt about it.
The upside was Lori dying.
The worst character in Walking Dead history.
Who's that?
Lori.
Oh, yeah.
The absolute worst character in the history of The Walking Dead. There can be no worse. Any villain, DA not joked about this, that after Negan, they'd have to have some monster that's just going around raping babies to be like, holy crap. Even that person wouldn't be as bad as Lori.
Yeah.
She was an awful, awful character.
People are really
This-
excited for Negan, though, because it seems like they're doing him pretty well.
So that season finale,
Yeah.
good and bad. We've talked about it. but
Agreed. Yeah.
Swear.
They should have did it. They should have taken the chance and just done it.
Like,
What's the worst that could happen to them?
the character is like just a sailor mouth, right?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. He swears. It's ridiculous.
What you need to do right now, Mike, is I'll link it to you now. There's a comparison between the comic and the TV show, and it'll show you, when he said things. It's like I said, a comparison,
Yeah.
and you'll see all the times he says "fuck" in the comic, and where it should be in the TV show, and it's just not.
Yeah.
It's again. So the FCC is not to regulate cable television. It's for network TV. ABC,
Yep.
CBS, Fox, and all that. That's what the FCC does. The FCC does not give a crap about Comedy Central and all of them. It's them and their sponsors that give a crap.
Yep.
I told DA this. There is no sponsor that's going to go, we're dropping out of The Walking Dead because of the F-bomb. Even though it's getting 17 million eyeballs on it. We can't have that. What's the worst that can happen to them?
Especially
They had two racist characters in Daryl and Merle.
especially with like the level of violence that is in this show.
Oh, yeah.
You would think
Definitely.
like, oh, we don't want to offend anyone. Have you watched the show?
Have you watched episode 1?
So yeah, I'm in agreement with you there, PG. Like,
It's dumb.
I feel like we're past that point.
Yeah,
Like-
no, it genuinely should have been done.
More and more stuff has been able to have been
I love
shown.
this. I love this video. I've seen it before. I think you sent this to us before.
I don't know if I did, but it's definitely something Mike should watch just to see how much Negan swears.
Yeah. People are also complaining though that Negan is too old.
No.
I don't agree, but I can see the argument.
His age is not a problem for me. It's just that I didn't like he's supposed to be really clean cuts to show that he's got power and he's got items in order to get shaved. But he did sort of address it when he looked at Abraham and was like, man, he touched it like, man, I gotta shave. It's a good line.
I'll have to watch it just because right now I don't have sound from my computer going into my headphones. But,
you don't really need to hear it. You just need to see.
You know the scene.
Yeah,
right?
You've seen the scene before.
Just
have you seen the scene?
I know of the scene. I have not seen it.
Oh, okay. So yeah, you're gonna need to hear that. So yeah, you can stop that now. But he swears a lot. Like it's ridiculous. Every other word out of his mouth is a swear.
I love the actor they picked for him.
Oh,
he did
great.
a fantastic job.
I am a very
really
big fan
job.
of him.
That ending is such a cop out.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's the super cliffhanger ending.
It is blood-boilingly bad.
I mean, everybody knows who it is.
No, nobody knows who it is.
It's Glenn.
Because it can literally be anyone.
It could literally
That's
be
true.
anybody.
It can literally be anybody, but it's more than likely Glenn.
More than
Why
likely.
do you say that? Because whatever you say, I can give you 10 reasons why it's somebody else. Because it's all
sure
just
you can.
conjecture.
Of course. I'm saying, in my opinion, I believe it is more than likely Glenn.
It should be Glenn. It's probably gonna be Daryl.
It's not
Think
Daryl.
so? It can't
It's not
be
Daryl. It's literally not Daryl because Spoiling the Dead fans on Facebook who just camps out and looks at the sets and stuff. Daryl's alive.
How do you know?
They saw him on set for other things.
Flashbacks.
No, he's at the Savior's compound. Alive.
Was Glenn?
They didn't say that.
I mean,
They're filming episode 2 right now. They filmed episode 1 in a literal huge tent, so nobody can see it. They knew what they were doing.
They hit him.
serious.
They hit that better than frickin' Jon Snow. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Literally, like, first day of shooting, like, someone just like, snap, he's alive, wearing armor, he's holding a sword. But, anything else as far as shows? There's a few other things I wanted to get to.
Oh, Legends of Tomorrow.
I didn't actually watch it.
Again, another show that needed to hit its stride. That is a series that felt like it should have been 8 episodes long, and they had to stretch it out to 20-something. And it wasn't... There were a lot of episodes that were really fun, and a lot of episodes that were just like, I don't care about this at all. Anytime Ray and Kendra were going through their drama, did not care about it at all. There was an episode where they went to the Wild West, and the first thing I thought was, where's Jonah Hex? And then Jonah Hex came.
Oh, wow.
And it was awesome.
Was it?
Yeah, it was an awesome thing. Good done. Well done, Jonah Hex. Actually, well done, Jonah Hex. Yeah, and I talked about this in our superhero movie. Megan Fox is a terrible actress.
I mean, I think that's general consensus now.
No, I've never heard a Southern accent during the episode. He goes, she's playing a prostitute and still manages to f that up. She is bad.
She was fine in Turtles.
Fine, serviceable. Could have been anybody else.
Yeah.
Same with
Should have been
Transformers.
somebody else.
It was someone else in Transformers 3.
And then Transformers 4 was just like, we're doing everything else. I actually saw Transformers 4, by the way.
I have not.
I've seen every Transformers at this point.
I've seen.
Never
Yeah,
saw Citizen
as have I.
Kane. See every movie of
Wow.
Transformers. What do you want from me? Never seen any Star
Achievement
Wars.
unlocked.
Never seen any of the original 3 Star Wars or the 7th episode.
It's like they need
Saw
to.
4 Transformers.
They need a CinemaSins for BG, just in general, has seen this movie, has not seen this movie. Ding.
Star Wars does not look good to me.
It's, I don't know, man. It's a, it's really you had to be there moment, I guess, or you had to have someone introduce it to you when you were young.
No, I don't think you do, because I said it during our superhero cast, which was like 3 or 4 episodes ago, that I had just watched Superman 1 and 2 for the first time like a few months before we did it. I loved both movies. There's real problems in them, but I was able to overlook, the effects of the times.
Okay.
And I felt the same way for Resident Evil. I played the first Resident Evil for the first time like 2 years ago. Didn't like it.
I'll say like the first or the...
Yes, the first Resident Evil, PlayStation 1. Didn't like it. Resident Evil 2 is one of my favorite games of all time. Played Resident Evil 3 fully for the first time like a couple months after that. Thought it was okay. Played Dino Crisis for the first time. Loved it. Played Parasite Eve like 3 years ago for the first time. One of my favorite RPGs of all time. It's got nothing to do with the time for me. If it's good, I'm gonna like it
or you don't.
Yeah. And Star Wars just does not look good to me.
What sci-fi do you like?
You'd have to give me some series. I like some sci-fi books.
Okay.
That was mostly by one of my favorite authors, Christopher Pike.
Aliens, Terminator.
Love Terminator. T2 is one of my favorite action movies.
Oh god, T2 is one of the best movies ever.
Blade Runner.
Never saw it.
Okay. Star Trek.
I've actually never seen Blade Runner either.
Not a fan of Star Trek.
Okay.
Neither am I.
All right, so I mean,
you gave me 2.
I said Blade Runner. I mean, those are the 2 big ones. The rest are kind of more like, I mean, we said Aliens. Those are like the 3 biggest.
I like the Aliens.
So those are like the 3 biggest, like, movie sci-fi that I can think of off the top of my head.
I just like sci-fi. Like, I may have read sci-fi books. I may have seen sci-fi TV.
Animorphs was sci-fi. Don't laugh. It was good. That was good.
I like the book
ish series.
Oh yeah, the Assassin's Creed movie. That's technically sci-fi, right, guys?
Oh god.
So, what do you classify as sci-fi? And I'll tell you some series I like with it.
Well, I guess we're kind of focusing on like the futuristic, spacey type stuff.
Futuristic and spacey. Legends of Tomorrow.
Tomorrow Never Dies. Tomorrow Never Dies.
No, 007.
Oh my goodness.
That's a
The
Bond
Edge
movie.
of Tomorrow.
Edge of Tomorrow.
Terribly
Edge
sorry.
of Tomorrow.
Isn't that a 007 movie?
Yeah, I literally just said.
Okay. Yeah,
I'm just
Matrix.
reading all
Love the Matrix.
Matrix,
Yeah,
E.T.,
Matrix.
Minority Report,
DA will tell you how much I loved Matrix.
X-Men: Days of Future Past, District
That's a
9,
superhero movie. District
Close
9.
Encounters of the Third
Oh,
Kind.
District 9 was amazing.
Okay, there you go, right there. District
9 is one of my
super sci-fi.
favorite
Movie is
movies of
dope.
all time.
That movie is dope.
So it's not that I
Goddamn
don't like
Cronhead.
sci-fi.
It's just
Jurassic Park, Jurassic World, Jurassic
it seems
Park
like
2.
space sci-fi is not your thing. Besides
Legends of
Aliens.
Tomorrow. Legends of Tomorrow.
Well, I mean, that takes place on Earth, though.
No, there's a lot of space stuff there. A lot of time stream and space stuff.
Serenity or Firefly.
Never saw either.
That's actually, check out Firefly. It's actually a pretty damn good show.
Okay. Well, anyways, we could discuss this your sci-fi taste all day, but a few things I wanted to get to. So, have any of you seen the Mighty Number 9 trailer that hit today?
Nope.
No.
I have no interest in that game.
It's not
Never
really
liked Mega Man.
It's not really about the interest in the game for this story. It is
No.
the just utter terrible marketing that is in this trailer. Like, the game itself looks fine from, like, the stuff that they show in the trailer. However, the trailer is just, like, random gameplay, and they have this dude that's just talking over the thing. He's like, hey, you see this game? Pretty cool, right? Let me tell you about it. There's this thing you can do. You can do this. This is how you do it. And it's just, it goes through this whole thing, and he keeps making these analogies. And, like, at some point, he just disses anime nerds, like, throughout this trailer.
Oh, yeah.
He's just like, it'll make you more nervous than an anime fan asking a girl to prom. It's like, what the fuck, man? Like, the quotes in the trailer, I can link it to you guys if you want to watch it. But I start watching the trailer, I'm like, oh, it's not bad. And then I hear the hey, and like this guy, I'm like, oh, and it just keeps going down and down and downhill. Hold on, let me see what the dislikes are at right now. Almost 100,000 people have viewed it. It has 904 likes and 7,325 dislikes.
Sound like the Call of Duty trailer.
It's just...
Yeah.
And it's like the game itself doesn't look bad. It's just... I'm not sure how they thought it was a good... And the trailer's name is Masterclass.
Yeah, I saw that much at least.
Just an utter failure in marketing. And of course, big hubbub on the internet. People will probably forget it in about 2 days, and then people will move on. But yeah, it was just not good at all. Let's see there. The other hubbub that I wanted to get to last week was the whole Polygon being shitty at reviewing stuff. They had a article. I have it up right now. They were reviewing Doom, the new Doom, and it was like
a lot of mixed things about that.
I've played it. It's fun. I've not played the multiplayer yet, so
It's not fun.
I played the multiplayer in the beta, and I fucking hated it.
It's not fun.
Just the multiplayer.
There have been a lot of times I played the betas of games, and it is the quickest I have ever uninstalled a beta in my life.
Oh yeah,
I played two
one
matches.
match. One.
I played 2, and I was done. I was like, this isn't fun. Creed, Uncharted, Overwatch, Street Fighter. That.
Those you've uninstalled, or those that were good?
No. This is just a list of the games I played through betas.
Okay.
And demos and such. And it's the quickest I've ever uninstalled anything. No fun.
It was really bad.
Yeah.
Like it was like a really shitty attempt at cloning Unreal Tournament. Like the original Unreal Tournament. It was so out of place.
Isn't it the same people though? Doom, who created Unreal Tournament?
No, that's Epic. Doom is made by somebody else.
Well, this Doom is made by Bethesda, but I don't know.
There you go.
I forget who made it originally. But anyways, this reviewer was like playing the first hour of the game. But the first hour of the game he was playing was actually the first 10 minutes of the game. And was just very, very, very bad. And a lot of people were trying to bring up the debate of, should you be kind of good at games in order to review them?
Good in what way?
As in, just a competent gamer, I guess.
Competent in what way?
Just knowing, being able to pick up.
I'm competent in fighters. I am bad at shooters.
But you can pick up basics of gameplay, right?
Yes.
This guy couldn't.
In what way?
Didn't really know, I guess, how to melee. Let's see. Skimming through this right now. Not being able to climb up walls. Just kind of listlessly, like, not being able to aim well. Just certain things. It brought up a discussion / hissy fit on the internet, as the internet does. But yeah, there is a vagueness there with what is good. Being able to get through tutorial quickly. Like, I know there was a
good is highly subjective.
There was a review for, I believe it was Skyward Sword when it first came out. It was getting, a lot of big glowing reviews, and then there's GameSpot, who put their review very much lower than everybody else. They're saying, like, the controls were wonky, we couldn't do anything, blah, blah, blah. But it turned out that they didn't realize that the new Wiimotes, the Wii Motion Plus, had a gyroscope in it. So, like, it could detect 3D spectrum. So if you, like, twisted your hand, Link's sword would twist in your hand. They thought it was infrared sensor, so they were literally holding the Wiimote like straight on to the sensor, and that's how they were slashing. And obviously, that's not how the game was designed, so they were just fucking up, and they rated it lower because they didn't understand the game.
That's fine. And it's fine because that's their experience. There are a lot of people that would be like that.
Yeah, agreed.
I don't see a problem. Like there's so many avenues to get your reviews. Why would you ever listen to just one?
Mm-hmm.
Especially if you're on the fence about a game.
Yeah.
So if you see that Skyward Sword thing, it's just like they don't seem to get the controls. But I looked it up. I understand what the controls are, so this isn't going to be a problem for me. So I don't care what they're saying. It's just that easy. This guy just didn't know how to play the game, and you know this review is going to do nothing for me. Let me go to another one. I don't see a problem here. The problem is that these people, these reviewers need to understand that they do influence people. So you're gonna want to put your best foot forward if possible.
Yeah.
So this guy that didn't know how to climb walls or anything, like that's completely on him. A misunderstanding of how the Wiimote works, because it's worked this way ad infinitum from beginning to the Wii Motion Plus, and they assume the game is still like that. Sure, that could be a problem. But I don't know. I don't see it as anything really. It's people need to
chill.
relax. The internet is what it is, though.
Oh yeah.
It's gonna speak loudly about minute things.
That mob mentality.
It's a terrible, terrible place.
Oh yeah,
Tumblr. Tumblr,
Tumblr is just hell. Tumblr is the internet's hell.
It's interesting, like, seeing how much, though, that subsides. Like, it's just, like, uproar in the internet, then nothing. They move on to the next thing, they complain about that, then nothing.
Yep.
There's a big tiff in the Rooster Teeth community, like, 2 weeks ago. An ex-employee wrote a very not nice letter about how he got fired, which is probably breaking an NDA, probably.
Oh, more than likely.
And obviously, like, people for like a day, you know, up in arms, you know, not all the facts were there, yada yada this, and then I haven't heard a peep since. Back to normal, just watching, you know, the achievement hunters and whatever, just, you know, fucking around. But
I thought that you were gonna mention how everybody was talking about how Toby Turner was possibly a rapist, and then
oh yeah,
no one is.
Oh
anymore.
yeah, the fact that I forgot about that. Yeah.
And can I say, I did an AMV with that man's song.
Is it
and I am
deleted at this point?
No, it's not, because I like that video. And I worked hard, but
well, I mean, do you have any videos by Lost Prophets?
Oh,
yes.
That was a long time ago.
Oh, that's a sore point.
How I can think of 3 videos though that you have like a connection to something of. So you got that, you got Toby Turner, and then your dance video is Bill Cosby.
Yep. No, my 1 million views guaranteed also has a little Hulk Hogan reference as well.
Oh,
So-
he won that lawsuit too, boy.
Yeah. Oh, he.
Oh,
bank.
wait, what
He
lawsuit?
made bank.
Boy, it's a red Z.
Lawsuit?
Did he
I'm
make like
confused.
600 mil?
He
He
made a
didn't
lot.
get that, but it was 115.
Boys, I don't know what the fuck we're talking about.
The
here.
lawsuit was someone released a sex tape without his consent, right?
Gawker uploaded the sex tape, and you know they got a lot of money off of it. So he had a $600 million some odd lawsuit, and he won it, and he was awarded 115 million. So to appeal it, they would have to put up 50 million, and after that, they don't have enough to appeal this. They would have to liquidate everything just to not pay him this 115. Gawker is pretty much done.
Yeah.
Which
Essentially.
is
What are you gonna do when Hulkamania runs wild on you?
Well, all the jokes have been made.
Declare bankruptcy. That's the answer.
Kotaku is part of Gawker.
Oh.
So they may be done, or
shit.
they may be bought out by somebody else.
Interesting.
I can imagine Kotaku being bought out by somebody else.
So, there's some other stuff that I wanted to get to, but I feel like I could save it. I feel like we could end this podcast on some DA story time, if you have something.
Oh yeah, you did say you wanted
Yes. What was the tease for last week?
to. You told me the story of old girl getting in a car accident.
Oh, the
her
Airbnb.
Yes.
Boy,
yes.
my memory.
Yeah, it's very good. I have a really good teaser for next week too.
It's part of why I'm such a good debater.
Yeah, that's good. Anyway, yes. Anime Milwaukee.
Oh no.
I only went there. I this was starting my trend of only going for not the whole weekend, but for a day or two. This started it because at Shudokan, Chris Sabat was supposed to be there, but he had to back out due to something. People were speculating Dragon Ball Super being dubbed. I believe now that Xenoverse 2 has been announced, it was him negotiating that. I don't know. He still hasn't said, but whatever. He was at Milwaukee. They were a week apart, by the way. So I was just like, I had already made a collage of Zoro, who I am completely ambivalent about. So I'm just like, I can't just hold on to this. I'll just go, because they also had Brina and Sunny Straight, a lot of good people, a lot of good autographs. So I went there. I got there. I discovered the con really late, so the hotels were all out. So I went to Airbnb. The person that I saw that I really wanted it was cheap. It was like a block away from the con. The only problem was the owner really intimidated me, because she's like 25. She has a master's. She speaks like 4 languages. I'm just like, I don't want to desecrate this woman's house with my filth. This isn't a good looks. I'm me.
I speak Ebonics.
I speak in Fox.
I worked a farm once. Love me. But she turned out to be really nice. I told her what I was going there for, an anime convention, and you know, a bit of a language. Bit of a it's something's happened with that. But there was a bit of
97 languages.
Oh, sorry, weeb isn't in my dictionary.
How did you know that word? Oh no! So I
I'm
got
sad
there.
now.
I got there. The bus trip was fine, thankfully. I got to her place. Hi, how you doing? My name is King. Blah blah blah. It's we were talking for a while. She was like, oh, anime. She has it's not a very thick Russian accent, but it's, if you heard her on the phone, you could instantly be like, that chick is Russian. But she goes, oh yeah, anime. After you told me about it, I looked it up. The one that I saw was, and she essentially, I think she described La Blue Girl.
No.
I'm not 100% on it, but it was a hentai with tentacles, and I was like, and she's like, is that what the convention is about? I'm like, no, not exact. That's more of the adult part of the fandom.
Oh no.
It was like, no, it's just, you know, there's a lot of different animes. There's fighting and romance, and there's some about boats. Please, just don't think I'm like that.
Even though you are.
Would you like to see my hentai?
I'm stuffing on a hole back in my bag.
Would you like to see my HMVs?
I've got some videos to show you. Yes. I masked
speaking
that
of HMVs,
penis.
we gotta talk after the podcast, right?
Yeah, we already had exchanged phone numbers, so she was like, you know, just text me if anything goes wrong. I'll text you if something goes wrong, blah, blah, blah. Got to the con, you know, good con, got all my autographs and stuff. Got a text at around 11:30-ish at night where she goes, My sister was in a car crash. I have to go out of town to go check on her. I can't have you just up in my place. So I was like, you know what, it's fine. The con is 24 hours. I'll be fine. Turns out,
double my money back.
No, it's an extenuating circumstance. I'm not gonna complain or anything, but it turns out her sister is also Russian, but she's, I think she was like 16 or 17. And she had not had such a grasp on the English language. Her exact text was, I'm in a crash, Phoebe dying, and her name was Phoebe. But what she meant to say was, I'm in a cab, phone is dying. So the lady who owned the house was calling all of her parents and everybody, all of her friends, and were like, well, we can't get a hold of her. So she just rushed out of there. And it turned out to be everything was all right, so that's good at least. So I'm just like, okay, this is
This
fine.
stupid 17-year-old couldn't speak in one of the 72 languages she could.
I was like, yeah, it's fine.
I like how DA is just like, this part was good.
It's what can you say? Everything turned out fine for her. So, she had asked me to come over there and return her key. So, I wouldn't just go over there. So I returned the key. So at that point it was about 12. So I'm walking. This is downtown, Milwaukee. So I'm walking down. I look down the alleyway. I see a dude just shooting up. And I'm like, oh, it's gonna be this type of night, huh? So there was really nothing for me to do at night. So I just went to the game room. They had a pretty big game room, a nice game room. They had a really good way of doing video games. The way that they did it was they had this huge book of games, and you just cycle through it, and whatever game that you want, if it's not already hooked up, the staples like Smash and Mortal Kombat are already hooked up. But if you want an obscure game, you give them your badge and they'll give you the game. And when you're done playing with the game, you give your game back, they give you your badge back. It's great. So I'm cycling through there. I'm like, you guys have the new Naruto game? Because that's when the new Naruto game first came out. They're like, no, everybody's been asking about it. We don't have it. So I'm just cycling. They had Soul Calibur 4. So I'm just like, yes, of course. Because I love Soul Calibur 4. And I'm like, give me Soul Calibur 4. You're like, oh, you play that? I'm like, I dabble, dude.
Dude, you can't go in like that.
I didn't want to brag. So the dude's like, oh yeah, I play too. I'll play you. So he got off and we went over there, played for like an hour. It was good times. He was really good, but I had to pull myself back in order, lose a couple rounds in order for him to stick around. Like, oh yeah, you did really good that time. So surprisingly, a lot of people came up and were playing me. I found that to be very weird. So at that time, I just kept my headphones off in case somebody came up with like, hey, you want to play? Instead of it just being an awkward, what'd you say, fumbling of the headphones. So the entrance of the door is to my right, which is my right eye is my bad eye. Can't really see out of that eye. So I see this girl come in.
Loving you.
How did you know? No, she was basically in a raver outfit, nylons and neons. So I'm just thinking nothing of it. So she sits down next to me and she's looking in my general direction, just not saying anything, just in my general direction. I'm just like, is she on her phone? Or because I can't really see her, I could just see the sort of blurry outline of her. So I'm like, is she on her phone or something, or is she looking for someone, just looking for a place to sit down, because it was right next to the door? So she's just looking for a place to sit down. So I keep my messenger bag on my right side, so I sort of look down in my bag to see, pretend like I'm grabbing something, and look out of my corner of my eye and see her, and she just full on staring at me. I'm just like, can we please just not do this right now? So she's just staring. I pull out my charger just so, or I was looking for this. So I'm just sitting here playing for like 15 more seconds. I'm like, I can't do this anymore. So I'm just like, I have to say something to her.
Why would you have been saying something to her?
Because I'm not that type of person. I like to other people to admit. She came over to me, and she's just staring at me. So I'm just like, I have to say something. I just turned to her. I said, "Sup?" I was tired at that point. I was
So
hungry.
bitch.
And she goes, "Greetings." I go, nobody talks like that. So I go, did you want to play? And she's just staring at me for like 10 seconds. She goes, you got a good aura around you. I go, oh, word?
No.
She's like, yes, but you tend to overthink things a little too much. Try not to do that as much. I go, oh, okay, I'll do that. And she goes, what else did she say? She said, challenges may present themselves. Don't be afraid to run, but try to face it head on. I go, thank you. I will take that into consideration. And she goes, your lucky number is 4. I go, thank you very much. I will do that.
I would like
keep that in
for
mind.
you to leave me alone.
You're very kind.
What is my Chinese word?
So I'm just looking at her, and she's just looking at me. It's like 30 seconds, and she's not saying anything.
And then you turn back around and she's gone. This is
She
theater.
died here 10 years? No. So you know that awkward moment. It's like, is
She
it?
had a heart attack playing Soul Calibur. The
That,
legend has it. Go ahead.
that awkward moment where you're talking to the person and you want to get back to whatever you're doing, whether you're on your phone or you're listening to music, or in my case, you were playing the game. So it's just like, okay, I guess we're done now. This is my out, and I just keep playing my game after like 30 seconds of her saying nothing. And it's like a minute goes by, she's still just staring at me. I'm like, I've got nothing else to say to this person. So I'm just playing, and she stands up, she goes, don't overthink things. And she goes to walk away. She passes by, she's at my left ear, and she whispers to me, beware of the man with the wide shadow. And she walks away.
There's like 70,000 fat people here. What are you talking about?
I'm just like, what does that mean?
Ralph! She's talking
overthinking
about
it,
Ralph!
bruh.
Fear Ralph!
So at this point, it's about 2:30 in the morning. It's about 2:30 in the morning, and I'm just tired. I've been playing Soul Calibur for a while. I bounce around it, playing Smash and things like that. And I'm just tired, and I'm hungry. So I go out to a little corner. Not a lot of people around. This is a nice little quiet corner. I don't want to be disturbed. And I start playing Persona 4 Dancing All Night. It's a good game, keeps me up. You need good reflexes. And I'm playing, and I'm done with the song. So I look up, and I see a very wide shadow. I'm like, no. Oh, one more thing that she said. She said, something about.
Did I forget about the tiger? Because the tiger's important.
She said, I understood that reference.
Thank you.
Good job. She said something about holding your possessions dear to you or something like that. Don't allow people to take your possessions that you hold dear. Something like that. I don't remember her exact words.
Well,
That
I
one
mean,
was
go back like 3 or 4 stories. You already kind of failed at that with your suitcase.
I mean, yeah.
shut up. So wide shadow. I'm just like, I'm crazy. No. Oh my goodness. How could I forget this part? Man, I'm terrible at telling this story. It was about 10 minutes later, and the dude walks in. He goes, "Did you see a girl with a rave costume?" And he described her. I was like, "Yeah, she came here about 10 minutes ago." And he was like, "All right." And I was like, "Wait a second, dude. And I'm like,
What's her dealio?
I was like, "Was she?" And I'm like, "What do I say? Was she on drugs or was she psychic?" I was like, "What path do I choose?" And I'll go, when you saw her last, was she acting normally?" She was like, "Yeah, I saw her about 20 minutes ago. She was acting fine." I'm like, "Oh, so that's just her normal behavior." Okay. He goes, "Okay, thanks, man." And I was like, that girl was weird. So, wide shadow guy. He walks up. He goes, "What you plan?" This dude is very non-assuming. You know, the type of person where you wouldn't look twice at them.
Mm-hmm.
Just a very generic person, sort of like Mike. No offense to you, Mike, but you're a very generic person.
I'm taken.
So he looks over, like, "Are you playing like Persona 4 Dancing on Man?" He's like, "Oh yeah, I played that game. Can I try it?" I go, "No, you can't. My battery is dying, and I have to charge it up." He goes, "There's a cord, there's a plug right there." I'm like, "Yeah, man, I gotta go." So I got up and left. So I'm just walking away really fast, and I turn around and he's just staring at me as I'm like, oh boy,
Fate
maybe that
won't
was
take
a
me
bit
tonight.
Take you, psychic bitch. So it's about 3:00 at this point, and I am starving. And there's various options that I could go through. The convention center had a little food court, a couple of things to get. They stay open later for the con. There are also it's downtown, so there's a lot of food places. So I'm weighing the options in my head. I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna overthink this. I'll just go this way. I went down an escalator, and I fraternized with people during autograph lines. Mutual benefit for everybody. And at that con, I had made 4 autograph fans. They were all there. They had 2 pizzas. They were like, "Hey, King, come on over here. You hungry? What are you doing this late at night?" I'm like, "Food." So that worked out for me as well. We were sitting there talking.
I have to assume you gave away 4 of your art pieces.
There you go. No, we were talking until about 4:00 in the morning. It was maybe 4:05. It might have been 4:04 for all I know. The girl calls and like, "Oh, it was just an accident. Whatever happened. If you're still up, you can come on back and go to sleep." So 4:00, lucky number. Went there, went to sleep, and I was just like, these were all coincidences. I'm not going to overthink this. Now, the final thing was the challenge. I'm a man who wakes up routinely at a certain time. It is always between 7 and 8, no matter what, how much sleep I get. This day, because Milwaukee is an hour behind Detroit, I woke up at 6 o'clock. So I essentially got around an hour and a half of sleep. And I'm just like, "Body, it's 6 o'clock." You're like, "Yep, 7 o'clock, time to get up." No, but the sun isn't up. "Yeah, but you are, so let's go." Great. This is me.
Oh no.
So I'm just like, I'll be as quietly as possible because I am a very quiet person. I don't like to disturb. I trip over everything. I knocked out her computer, her Russian flag. I take a shower.
That just for fun.
I take a shower. I put on my clothes. I was so tired that I did not lock the door.
Oh no.
She just strolls right in. She's wearing a bra and just these little tiny shorts. And I'm like, what is going on? Is this just a Russian freaking, is this just Russian custom where they're just like, "I don't care, freedom, we're finally free"? Or is this like
We're finally free?
That's title. That's title. Finally free.
So she goes, "What are you doing up so early? Is there something wrong with the bed?" I'm like, "No, eyes up here. I'm looking straight ahead to the mirror, but I can still see you. But I'm not looking at you. I'm looking at the mirror. I'm looking at me. I'm fully clothed, by the way. I'm about to brush my teeth. So I'm just like, I just wake up early, and that's just the type of person I am. She's like, "Oh yeah, me too." And she's just talking to me
Casually.
Casually, "Oh, what time did your bus come? Did you enjoy your anime convention?" I'm like, "Yes, I did, mirror." Because I'm looking at the mirror. "Oh, look, this toothpaste is really great." And I'm like, "Is this the challenge?" I'm like, "I'm not gonna run. I'm a man. I'm gonna brush my teeth. I'm not having stinking breath." So at a certain point, I'm like, "Oh, it's the morning. What am I doing?" The first thing I did when I woke up is that I peed. I'm like, oh, did you want me to leave the bathroom so that you can, use? You're like, oh no, you're fine right there. And she goes to pull down her shorts. I'm like, whoa, I think I hear my phone, and I just rush out the room. I'm like, and I close the door but leave it ajar so I can see that when she's done, because the mirror, boom, boom, you can bounce to see the toilet. And I'm just like, oh, this girl was about to. What is happening here? So I'm waiting like 5 minutes. She's done, thankfully, because I could just bounce the mirror, see it. I'll go in there. The way that I do things is when I wake up in the morning and I change pants, I transfer all of my stuff that I have in my pants to my new pants, and they were all just on the counter, including my wallet. She's just going through my wallet. Like, you have a lot of cards in here. I'm like, yes, I do. Mirror. But oh, your name really is King. I thought that. Yes, it is. That is
Mirror.
Quite the coincidence, isn't it? They make $2 bills. Yes, they do.
Why
they
are you going through my wallet?
How much is $2 bill worth? Wild guess, $2. I was just like, I was thinking to myself,
$17.89.
They're worth $200.
You should have said some. Well, you're not a history buff, or some Russian warrior, like the Cold War or something. Keep going.
So I was just like, can I have my wallet back? I was like, oh yeah, sure, here you go. I'm like, thank you. What time do you want me out of? She was like, oh, you can. It doesn't matter. I did
Stay
this
tonight.
last night. Use my bed. I did this last night, so I owe you some hours. Like, oh, my bus comes at such and such hours. Can I just leave my suitcase here? I was like,
why would you, bruh?
And she was like, yeah, sure. I was like, hold on to your possessions. I was just like, you know what? I don't think, you know what? I have a friend's car who I could just put it in. I don't need this. Thank you for the offer, but I don't need this. Like, it's like, oh, okay, that's fine. I grab my stuff. She gives me a hug, and I'm just like, we've had maybe 10 minutes of conversations. You're not wearing anything. This is not warranted. My hands are up here. Pat.
You see where my hands are, Lois?
This is
You see them?
completely platonic. I'm not doing anything. I'm not running from this challenge, by the way. This is a challenge that I'm facing head on. Goodbye, lady.
I think we all thought of the same thing when you said that, and the pause.
But she ended up giving me a really nice review on Airbnb, and I gave her a nice review. And
great guy, really nice. Doesn't put out though.
I should make any clearer signals. Wait, was that what that was? Knock, knock, knock. I'm still here. Hello. Some huge hairy Russian dude comes out.
No, that was you running from the challenge. You denied everything and you didn't get murdered for it. You still had your kidneys.
So yes, that was my rather unfortunate Milwaukee story. Fun, but it's another indicative of my own struggles. Now,
So here's my question.
Oh, yes, questions, theories, concerns, criticisms.
If she would have been more direct in the offer, would you have taken?
Jesus, no. Like I said, she intimidated the out of me. She had a master's at 25.
So?
I'm like, I'm a 4 on my best
hot?
day.
Was she
If
hot?
I wear a hat, I'm a 5.
Was she a hot?
Oh, amazing.
Then I don't see the problem.
Shocking.
I was angered by her hotness.
Exactly.
Have sex with me. Oh, you're way too smart for me, honey.
Like, somebody else live here? A husband? A boyfriend? A dog? Nothing?
You think she's having sex with a dog?
No, I didn't say that. Companionship. You have some weird conceptions of Russian people.
Oh my god. Okay, I can breathe.
No, like I said, I was just afraid of that woman. I can bat in my own league, thank you very much.
Bottom of the barrel, that's where I find my game.
Michael Jordan going into baseball, that ain't me. I know my lane.
I would even put you at Michael Jordan playing golf. It's more Charles Barkley playing golf.
Ouch. Ouch.
Oh, man. So, teaser.
Teaser for next week. I was thinking about what I should do, and I was thinking way too recently. So I'm going to go back to Texas.
Back and forth.
If you remember
Texas.
the Texas episode with Onechan,
Oh, yeah.
I said at the
Yeah.
end I left out a lot of things. Next week I'm going to tell some of them. I can't tell all of them obviously because they are way too long, but I will tell some of them.
Okay. All right.
So more Onechan next
More
week.
Onechan.
Oh,
Have you
good lord.
has she contacted you since?
I got an email.
Okay.
It was in Japanese.
Well, did you Google Translate it?
No, I was like, okay, this was meant for someone else. This clearly was not meant for me. Because how could she make this big of an error?
Oh my god. I have to hunt down. I forget what it was. I think it was an eBay buy or something. May have been an Amiibo when I was still hunting them from Japan imports. But the retailer of that store, I'm assuming, typed something out in Japanese, put it in Google Translate, and then sent it to me. And it is one of the funniest emails.
Would you two being Amiibo for you?
No. Worse.
Hi.
I'll have to try and dig it up. It was pretty damn good.
Oh, one small element that I forgot about the story. I guess I'm really tired. But the dude that the way that the autographs works, but it was on the second floor and over the balcony you could see down on the first floor. The dude that I saw the night before was getting arrested for attempted purse snatching.
The Wide Shadowed Man?
The Wide Shadow Man. So dodge the bullet there.
What the fuck? Who is this girl?
That's what I wanted to know. The next day, I'm like, where is she? Oh, after I was doing my autographs, I was walking around looking for her, like, maybe I can run into her again. Because I remembered her friend or brother or whatever. I was just like,
Do you have
maybe
five
some more
other
luck or
lucky?
something.
Do you have 5 other lucky numbers you can throw at me? Just you know?
No,
No
but
reason.
They're his lucky numbers, not yours, Mike.
No, for him. That's what I'm saying. For him.
Here are the 5 numbers. Also, beware of the lottery.
Shit.
I don't know how to
But
take
which
this.
lottery?
I mean, 5 lucky numbers and 1 bad omen. I mean, that's still 4 lucky numbers, right? Though the good and the bad cancel each other out, so I'm still in the clear.
Oh god, that is fucking crazy.
Yep. Hold on, does anybody else have psychic stories? Do you have to deal with a psychic?
Not. I
I
mean,
can
like
honestly say no.
Because I can't say no.
I apparently had some weird like me when I was really young had weird premonitions that my mom told me about. That's really it.
Wasn't me exactly, but both parents had shit told to them that were related to me later on, and I'm not going to go into this now. We're done here.
And mine's really quick. It was just like we were at a parade or something. I think I was like 3 or 4.
Both of mine requires a bit of setup. So.
And I just like we're sitting there, and I just go, phone's ringing. Mom's like, what? I'm like, yeah, Joe Ellen's calling. Like my mom's best friend / Ian, who you all met, his mom. And my mom was just like, okay. And she looked at the time. It was like 10 after 4. We go home, answer up a message on the answering machine. Hey, it's Joe Ellen. It's a little bit like 10 after 4. Just call me when you get a
This
chance.
exact time.
And yeah, it was probably crazy coincidence. If I had this power, I would love to still have it. Save me a bunch of shit. But yeah, that's really the only psychic thing that I have. But I'm going to mark down Ralph's story time for next episode.
Yeah.
Ralph's story time. Psychics. All right.
Huh.
Will we have time for that?
Why?
What's next week's again?
X-Men.
Oh,
Oh.
I'll have to see at the beginning of this week. I don't even know if I can. I might not be able to see it till Wednesday. Just
I might go
because
see it tomorrow morning.
I'm going to be driving home tomorrow, and then I'm going to be in Charlotte all weekend for family wedding, and then most likely on Tuesday, they're just going to induce my sister into labor. So,
Ooh, really?
yeah.
Why?
Her baby flipped in her womb, so
Oh,
she's feet.
turned.
She's
Okay,
feet. Yeah, she's feet first. They're gonna try and like manually flip her over, but if they can't do that, then they're just going to C-section. So, yeah, most likely on Tuesday is when I will officially be an uncle. So, yay.
Yay.
But yeah.
Mazel tov.
So yeah, I'm not sure if I'll be able to see it by that point. Hopefully I will. We will see. So thank you everybody for tuning into this episode of the Podcast of Stuff. We will see you.
Oh!
Well,
Dang it. It's so hot. I wanted to talk about Cody. Not Cody, but did you see the brand split?
Yeah.
What the why are they doing that?
What is that?
oh,
I think-
for WWE.
Wrestling.
Yeah.
I think it's because they have too much NXT talent that they want to call up.
Yeah. It makes sense.
Cena needs to go to SmackDown. And they need 2 world titles. And it sucks this happens right as Cody leaves.
He had an opportunity.
But it is what it is. Okay.
All right. Thank you everybody for tuning in. We will see you next week.
Yes, later.